Hi everyone, tonight what to make of the rising COVID-19 cases at the Kotoka International Airport. We'll pick the thoughts of aviation expert Shawn Mendes, who believes it's a good sign the system is working. Also coming up tonight, the dispute resolution body of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement has held its first meeting since the implementation of the Trade Pact. We have been following that meeting for you. We'll brief you on that. Also, today, April 26th, is being marked International Seed Day. We'll take you up north where farmers are being introduced to strategies to detect fake seeds. This is Business Live. My name is Darryl Kwa. We've got details right after this break. We begin with the COVID-19 pandemic and news the aviation economy could come under threat again following the rising numbers of COVID-19 cases. The increasing cases could call for some restrictions and intensification of COVID-19 tests at the Kotoka International Airport. Now, some aviation experts fear the rising cases could erode gains made after the further easing of COVID-19 restrictions. Frontier's healthcare service has raised an alarm on the increasing number of positive COVID-19 cases being recorded at the airport. The aviation economy was one of the hardest hit during the peak of the pandemic, going negatively last year. Its effect on the tourism sector has also been very dire. Well, aviation expert Shawn Mendes says Ghana recording high cases of COVID-19 at the Kotoka International Airport is indicative of a robust testing system. Mr. Mendes says Ghana's challenge now is the pre-testing failures, which could be addressed if the country could designate specific labs for testing.
The situation is really not as bad as some people may be making it out to be. Ghana is one of the only countries in the world which requires a two-step protocol, and that is a really robust protocol which requires that someone must be tested before departing, but also, and most importantly in this case, they are tested immediately upon arrival. And that ensures that people who may have contracted an infection after they tested 72 hours prior to departure, people who contracted an infection during the flight, or people whose tests failed or who have fake certificates or for whatever reason are caught at the airport. The fact that you are seeing 75 cases actually caught at the airport and not being caught in the community with a large spike of infections there is showing that the system actually works. So I think that the first thing is that people, certainly there is a matter of concern to see these large numbers there, but it's not a matter to be completely worried. If you are catching people at the airport, that is a good thing. That means the system is working. Ghana is not unique in reporting this kind of issue, with a lot of people showing up at the borders now with questionable test results. And I think what we are seeing now is progressively that there are more and more digital health verification systems coming out. And I think it may fall upon the government of Ghana to have to mandate that one or multiple of these, whether it's the IATA travel passport, whether it's the Africa CDC Trusted Traveler Initiative, or one or multiple ones of these will become a mandatory test that has to be provided. You can't just bring a piece of paper from Uncle Joe's Laboratories Private Limited. You're going to need to have it from an authorized lab, and a lab which is able to provide real-time verification that your test results are legitimate and that they were taken at a
Shawn Mendes seeking to downplay fears there. Let's turn to other news. The Ghana Revenue Authority is going after oil exploration firms said to have evaded tax payments running into billions of dollars. Some firms in the extractive sector that have also failed to meet their tax obligations have also been targeted. Joy Business is learning some multinational firms operating in the oil sector have failed to secure tax clearance certificates for when they have to exit the country. Reverend Ameshadai Osuamwa is Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
The other aspect of also people, actually some of the OMCs paying the taxes and the fuels, and then after you and I have bought and have paid for it, then they are unable to or unwilling to pay their taxes. Now these are areas that we have identified, and we are actually insisting that the OMCs, in fact, we are coming out with various initiatives and we'll announce them very soon. And these are initiatives that we have discussed at very high levels as far as the country is concerned. And therefore, we are going to implement this initiative, ensure that every OMC that is involved in the buying and distribution of fuel pays every peswa. And also, we are going to do a very, very strong compliance in terms of the fact that if you have any outstandings, whatever we need to do, including if you have to garnish. In fact, for the first time last year, when you were asked about some of the things that we did last year, for the first time in this nation, we garnish insurance companies.
Now, turning to another story we are following for you today, the Dispute Resolution Committee of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement held its first meeting today. Minister for Justice and Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame was in attendance at that meeting, where he assured that the African Union that Ghana is committed to supporting any form of dispute resolution that may arise from the implementation of the trade deal. My colleague Eben Sabute was also in attendance virtually. He joins us with an update. Good to have you on the program, Eben. First off, educate us about the work of this Dispute Resolution Committee. On mute, Eben. All right, let's see if Eben can fix that quickly, and then we can connect with him. But as we have been indicating, the AFTA has a dispute resolution body that has held its first meeting today, and we want to get a brief on that. Hopefully, if Eben is able to fix his sound issues, we can connect with him. Do we have Eben? All right, we'll try one more time. Eben, tell us about the work of this Dispute Resolution Committee. Okay, we will skip that story, get back to Eben if he's able to work on his sound. But tonight, also in the news, U.S. businesses in the country have injected about $13 billion in terms of capital and operational expenditure into the economy. Its foreign direct investments in the country in 2019, I'm talking about the U.S., was also estimated at about $1.6 billion. Chief Executive of the American Chamber of Commerce, Simon Maggi, has been telling us more.
Since Ghana's independence, or prior to that, U.S. companies have operated in this country. They have brought about employment for our people. They have trained many Ghanaians. There's been technology and skills transfer to many Ghanaians along the line. U.S. companies have also helped with economic development. They've paid taxes. If you realize, there's a significant U.S. company that always publishes its taxes. U.S. companies have been key in the corporate social responsibility, reaching out to stakeholders and working well with the community. A good example is when the pandemic became an issue, many U.S. companies donated to the country. Some donated to the areas in which they worked. So U.S. companies over the years have not only created jobs, they've not only paid taxes, but they've become the engine for economic development in this country, increased FDI, cash flows. They've helped, in the exchange rate by exporting quality goods and services to other countries and around the world. As of the last research that was conducted by Pricewaterhouse, U.S. businesses here, that is those that provided figures, had contributed over $13 billion US in terms of capital expenditure and operational expenditure, and had employed close to 10,000 Ghanaians. If you look at the data from the United States trade rep, US FDI in Ghana in 2019 was within the region of 1.6 billion US dollars. So yes, so these are significant figures. US companies have they believe that Ghana is a good place to do business. Ghana is one of those stable democracies. Ghana is one of those places where there's the rule of law is perceived to work well, and we speak the same language. We have the same value, democratic values. Our workforce is easily trainable, so they have reasons to invest here.
All right, you're watching Business Live. Still to come, today, April 26th, is being marked International Seed Day. We'll take you up north where farmers are being introduced to strategies to detect fake seeds. That's after this break. Don't go anywhere.
On today's edition of Money Lab, we are going to discuss the 3 key factors you need to consider before embarking on your investment journey. The first is your investment objectives. What are your goals for investing? There's a saying that if you don't know your destination, don't board your bus. Are you investing for income, to preserve your capital, or for growth? Whatever your investment objective is, there is always an investment instrument that will match it. For example, if you are looking at setting up an emergency fund, then you have to be looking at investment instruments that will give you regular income. If your objective is to invest towards your children's education, then you are looking at some form of growth and preservation of capital. If your investment objective, however, is for retirement, then you are looking at growth at the early stages of your investment. And as you near your retirement age, then you are looking at instruments that will give you regular income because you need the cash flow. Talk to your investment advisor today before embarking on any investment journey.
Welcome back to the program. That was your look at some international business stories. Let's take you back to an earlier story about a Dispute Resolution Committee meeting of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement held today, the first of its kind. Joining us, hopefully, my colleague Eben Sabute with the brief. So, Eben, earlier I was asking about what the work of this committee is.
So the work of the committee is basically to look at issues that may arise from the Continental Free Trade Agreement. Some countries were raising concerns initially when the idea came up. So this committee was formed as a form of, dispute resolution, as the name goes. That if you have any concern, if you have any issue, or if so threatened by any country's activity or practice, and you think there's a need for us to, solve, well, you could bring it to this committee. This committee will look at it, and then they will give a resolution at the end of the day. It's just to give a smooth running of the consensus free trade agreement. That's basically the work of the committee.
So the Attorney General, Godfrey Abuadame, gave indication Ghana was committed to supporting the work of this committee. Are there other countries on the same page? Rightly so, yes. This committee also comprises members from various countries that are members with us. As we speak, there are the agreement so far, and most of these countries have delegations on the committee. And I must tell you that the commitment has been high. Even though I must say Ghana has been higher because we are hosting the free trade agreement and even delegating our own Attorney General and Minister of Justice to give commitment of the country. It tells how high we are when it comes to commitments to solving some of these disputes that may come up. But other countries are also on the table with high commitment. I mean, I can speak of Kenya. They are saying that, yes, we know that issues may come because there's no agreement in this world. There's no agreement on this globe. I have no issue. Issues may come, but let's look at ways to deal with it. Nigeria was on the table, and many people raised concerns about Nigeria, especially with closure of their borders there, both at the side and also at the Togo Benin side. It also came up, and the members of the delegation looked at it very carefully, and the Nigerian delegation also gave some commitment that they are working according to the rules of their country. They feel their country is a sovereign country, and they have kind of prioritized their local authorities. Yes, but so far as they are now part of the agreement, to look at what is the resolution that they may come with. So they are all looking towards the new communications that the committee will bring in solving any other dispute that may come. So they are committed to it. Each and every member country that signatory to the agreement is committed to it. Okay, final one. The Secretary General of the After Secretariat was there. What has he been saying about this and where we are at when it comes to the implementation of this trade pact? We are 4 months into it.
Yes, so he has been telling the committee what has been done so far, and he's been giving an update. So like I mentioned earlier, he did indicate that the moment these countries have signed or have posted their instruments of ratification to the Secretariat, which is that they have, they agreed to go by whatever recommendation that come out of it. They are ready to trade. But at the moment, Ghana and South Africa are trading on it, of which we all know. Other countries that are ready to trade. I think there was a mention of Angola and some other countries that are ready to start trading into other countries. So yes, so far so good. Things are going on, but even though it's not as fast as we expect,
all right,
that things are going on.
Okay, Evan Sabuti there with that update. Appreciated. Today, the 26th of April, is International Seed Day, and producing companies have developed a strategy to weed out fake and counterfeit seeds from the system. The move, according to the companies, is to reduce challenges farmers face in the usage of seeds. Some of them have acquired mobile phone shortcodes to check propriety and validity of the seeds used. JoyNews' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam has been speaking to some producers of certified seeds at the Seeds and Input Fair in the Wa municipality.
Officer of the National Seed Trade Association of Ghana, NASDAQ, Augusta Nyemiri Koloti, considered the existence of fake seeds in the country. However, she said pragmatic steps have already been taken by the government and the association to tackle it.
Farmers do call us and complain about seeds. Sometimes we take them through the protocols to make sure that they have done the right thing. If they still complain that the problem is coming from the seed, then we have to link them up to the seed companies so that they will be able to sort their issues out amicably. Normally, when the farmer is talking to the seed company, everybody is defending himself.
One major challenge which farmers see as a major determinant in them not only increasing their productivity but also producing quality crops is the quality of seeds produced. There have been plethora of companies in the country that are into the business of producing seeds for farmers, with many of them being faked. Government concerned about the plight of farmers under the Planting for Food and Jobs program, PFJ, engaged some of the seed companies to produce certified seeds for use by farmers under the program. One of them is Antica Company Limited. The company, owned by former national second runner-up best farmer Alhaji Antiko Abdullahi, is the largest company that produces seeds and supply to the PFJ program. Alhaji Antiko Abdullahi said they are already aware of the concerns of the farmers and have already taken steps to ensure that seed produced in the company are not only of good quality but could be verified if there's any challenge.
We make sure our seeds germination 100%. So we also improve in the packaging. We have a very unique packaging materials that Antica is using so that our seed can be traced to our doorsteps. If a farmer buys our seed, you plant it and you have a problem, you can easily trace us by our numbers. We are now introducing coding system to it.
Musa Lukman is his production manager, and he threw more light on the steps taken to weed out fake and counterfeit seeds from the system.
You can only check it by scratching off this number like I'm doing. Now, the number is out now. So what you need to do is you take your phone, any phone at all. We are not talking of any phone. It could be YAM. Just text the source code to 1393. Just text the numbers that are unveiled to the farmer. It will tell you who is for the seed, like Antica will come. Then the variety that you are doing with them, because we have so many varieties. Somebody can put in one variety to the other. So the variety will come, the potential yield will come, then the germination percentage will also come, then you are good to go.
Another company under the program is Farmer Pride, owned by Dohosomela, who spoke about processes undertaken to ensure that seed produced is of good quality.
If you take our seed, you see the name of the company, the crop, the variety, the year it produced, the year it gets tested with Ghana Seed Inspection Division, and also the contact of the persons in the company. So if any farmer pick or buy seeds from Farmer Pride and plant it, if there's any problem, you know the location, the contact number is there, they can easily trace to the company, and also whosoever that is doing the monitoring and supervision can easily have the documentation on the seed and trace to the company.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
Some innovation there. Finally for us tonight, MTN Ghana, as part of its corporate social responsibility, has donated over 4,000 cedis worth of personal protective equipment to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to help in the fight against COVID-19. There is more in this report.
Joy Business, Senior Manager for Sustainability and Social Impact for MTN Ghana Foundation, Robert Kuzo, said MTN has donated PPEs across the country in excess of 139 million Ghana cedis to help fight the pandemic and get the economy back on track.
I mean, till now, the investment that MTN Ghana has made is about 139 million Ghana cedis towards the fight of COVID-19, and this is Ghana amount, what we have invested since 2020 till date. That was December figures. So that's the amount we have actually invested in doing this. This is 2021, and these PPEs that we are distributing across the health institutions also come at a different cost, but cost is not too much of an issue here. It is the impacts, it is the lives that we are saving, it is the support that we are giving to fight against this pandemic. That is what is crucial to MTN, and so we have actually taken upon ourselves to fight this pandemic.
On his part, Chief Executive of Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Opoku Wariampoma, commended MTN Ghana for the support. He further appealed to the general public to observe the safety protocols to ensure a quick economic recovery.
people, because of the way livelihoods have been disrupted. People are find it difficult to keep into these protocols. But the truth is that if we all get through this alive, then we have a chance to, recover, from whatever economic downturn that there is. But when people lose their lives, then there's no coming back from that. So it's very important that we keep our focus and continue to, support His Excellency the President's efforts and that of, the senior people in government who are trying to lead us, out of this situation. And if you look, you don't have to look far. If you look around some of the countries in the world, you can see the devastation that is occurring. And I don't think that we want to see that happen in Ghana. And so we should all, do our bit.
About 4,000 nose masks, 20,000 pieces of gloves, 40 thermometers, and other PPEs were donated to the hospital. Nicholas Brown's report for Joy Business.
joyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. There you go. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow.